Hi, everyone. Welcome to Story Time. Today we are reading Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And in case you missed the lesson prior to this, we talked about characters who are the people or animals in a story, the setting, which is where and when it takes place, and details, right? Details that help make the story interesting and bring it to life. So in this story, we already discussed the characters, at least said who they are because they're the name of the book. So I know you already know. We have Goldilocks and we have three bears. There's Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear. So we will find out what is different about each of those bears. And we'll find out a little something about Goldilocks too. Now, the setting, we didn't talk about where it is, but I want you to listen for the setting, and we will talk about it after the story. And then the details. I gave you a few details that I want you to listen for. The first thing is, and I want you to find out the importance of each of these items that I'm about to show you. The first one is a chair. The second one is a bed. And the last one is a bowl of porridge. Porridge is like oatmeal. It's a breakfast, okay? So listen for all of those details. Pay attention to the characters so we can figure out some character traits. Character traits are like part of their personality, what they're like. And also listen for the setting, okay? So enjoy the book. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time, Goldilocks was playing in the woods near her home. As she skipped along the pebbly path, her golden locks bouncing, Goldilocks suddenly stopped and sniffed the air. A yummy smell was coming from the middle of the woods. Rumble, rumble, as her tummy grumbled loudly, Goldilocks followed the delicious smell. She soon found herself in front of a little house. "I wonder who lives here," she said. Goldilocks knocked loudly on the front door. But on the last knock, the door swung open. There was no one at home. Goldilocks saw 3 bowls of porridge on the kitchen table. "I'm sure no one will mind if I have a little taste of this porridge," she told herself. Goldilocks ate a spoonful of porridge from the biggest bowl. "Yuck!" she cried. "This porridge is much too cold." Goldilocks tried the medium-sized bowl. "Ouch!" she gasped. "This porridge is much too hot." Finally, Goldilocks took a little mouthful from the smallest bowl. She sighed. "This porridge is perfect," and she ate it all up. Then Goldilocks went into the living room for a rest. She saw a big chair, a medium-sized chair, and a tiny little chair. Goldilocks climbed onto the biggest chair. "This chair is too big," she said. Next, Goldilocks clambered onto the medium-sized chair. The cushions were very squishy. "This chair is too soft," she cried. Then Goldilocks tried the tiny chair. "This chair is perfect," beamed Goldilocks. She was just getting comfortable when, crack, the chair broke into pieces. "Oh no!" Goldilocks gasped. "Perhaps I should lie down instead." Upstairs, Goldilocks found a big bed, a medium-sized bed, and a tiny little bed. When she jumped on the big bed, it was too hard. The medium-sized bed was too soft for bouncing, and the little bed was perfect. Goldilocks sighed happily. Then the little girl crawled under the covers and fell fast asleep. Meanwhile, 3 hungry bears returned to the little house. They had been for a walk while their hot porridge cooled down. but the door was already open, and there were muddy footprints in the hall. "Someone's been eating my porridge!" roared Daddy Bear. "Roar!" "Someone's been eating my porridge too," growled Mommy Bear. "Look," squeaked Baby Bear, "my porridge has all gone." The three bears went into the living room. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," roared Daddy Bear. "Someone's been sitting in my chair too," growled Mommy Bear. "And someone's been sitting in my chair," squeaked Baby Bear, "and they've broken it." Suddenly, the three bears heard a noise coming from upstairs. "Someone's been sleeping in my bed," roared Daddy Bear as he stepped into the bedroom. "Someone's been sleeping in my bed too," growled Mommy Bear, straightening the cover. "Someone's been sleeping in my bed," squeaked Baby Bear, "and she's still there." Goldilocks woke up with a start and screamed, "Ah!" The three bears watched in surprise as she ran off through the forest as fast as her little legs would carry her. Guess what? The three bears never saw Goldilocks again. The end. All right, welcome back. Did you enjoy the book? So I'm sure many of you read that. Maybe some of you hadn't read it, but there was a little trick to what I told you, which we'll get to. So the characters, we had Goldilocks, right? What did you think of Goldilocks? And do you know why that's her name? It said in the beginning, her locks were, I think it said that they were bouncing as she was running. Locks mean it's your hair. And Goldie, look at the color of her hair. It's like gold, right? It's yellow, it's blonde, but it's like gold. So Goldilocks, like golden hair. That's where her name comes from. Okay, so she was pretty courageous, right? Do you know what it means to have courage? To have courage is like not to be afraid to do things, to try things. And she was also pretty curious, right? I don't think I would ever go in anybody's open house, and I don't think you should either. Please don't. Next, we have Papa Bear. How was Papa Bear? Papa Bear seemed to get pretty angry, didn't he? He was pretty angry when he saw that somebody had tasted his cereal. And then Mama Bear, she was a little more gentle, but she wasn't that happy either. But little Baby Bear, he just seemed surprised, and he was pretty innocent, right? And not only did somebody taste his porridge, but somebody ate it all up. Okay, so speaking of porridge, right? This was one of the ones that I told you to look for. So the little trick was I told you to look for one bowl of porridge, but how many bowls of porridge were there? There were 3 bowls of porridge, right? First, we had Papa Bear's porridge, and it was too hot. And then we had Mama Bear's porridge, and it was too cold. And then we had Baby Bear's porridge, and it was just right. So what happened? She ate it all up, and there was nothing but an empty bowl left at the end. Okay, so that was the detail about the porridge, and it's also part of the sequence of events. Sequence of events means in what order do the things happen in the story. So first, she tried their porridge, right? Papa Bear's, then Mama Bear's, and then Baby Bear's, and she ate it all up. Okay, next, what did she do? Next, she went, and I told you this detail to look for. Next, she went to sit on a chair. But there wasn't only one chair, there were 3 chairs, right? So first she sat on Papa Bear's chair. But what happened? It was too big. Then she sat on Mama Bear's chair, and it was too soft. Then she sat on Baby Bear's chair, and it was perfect. But what did she do? She broke his chair. Oh my goodness. So then she decided to go where? Upstairs. She went upstairs. And I told you guys to look for a bed, right? But again, there were 3 beds. So first she tried Papa Bear's bed, and it was too hard. Then she tried Mama Bear's bed, and it was too mushy. And then she tried Baby Bear's bed, and what happened? She fell asleep. It was perfect. Again, she fell asleep, right? So there she is sleeping in bed, and that is where they found her. Baby Bear found her, right? So with all of that being said, what was the setting of the story? And remember, the setting means where or when did it take place? So the setting of the story was their house. We could be more detailed and say that it was a house in the woods, right? Because she was taking a walk in the woods when she found the house. But almost the entire story, except for the very, very beginning, took place in their house. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed the story, and I hope that we're starting to learn how to understand and identify the characters and the setting and the sequence of events and using the details to help us understand the story. All right? So enjoy, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.